What's up, guys? My name is Dylan Smith. I am 24 years old from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm a strongman for about 5 years now. I guess I got to go back to when I was 16 years old as a sophomore in high school. In study hall and stuff, I used to watch like highlight tapes and, NFL biggest hits, that kind of stuff. And one of the recommended videos was Derek Poundstone, an American strongman that was prepping for the Arnold at the time. And he was doing stuff like frame carry and circus dumbbell and like all this different, strongman stuff. And I didn't know what it was at the time, but I was immediately hooked, and I couldn't stop watching videos about it. And when I was 19, I entered my first strongman contest like 2 months before football camp in college. So, and the rest is history after that. My buddy Ryan Sacco and I found the SSCRUE in this gym, Legends of Pittsburgh, July of 2019. We both were pretty unhappy with the commercial gyms that we were going to, and the lack of equipment and stuff like that, and people to train with as well. So we started looking around and we found this place. When we first visited, they have a lot of equipment here, they have a lot of space, and when we finally met Vaughn and the crew, it was a big thing for us, man. And we've been training here ever since, and we've grown the group a lot. So things have been going well for us here, and the sky's the limit for us in the future. I've always said, besides something like fighting, cage fighting, whatever, strongman is probably the most brutal sport in the world. We have to be, mobile, agile. We have to be strong. We have to be, we have to have good endurance. We have to, you have to be an athlete to be a strongman, not just, lifting one weight in one time. That's powerlifting. So, strongman has definitely changed my life for sure. I played football for 14, 15 years of my life, and strongman has definitely taught me a lot about myself along the way. But it's definitely gave me an outlet for a lot of different things, especially mentally. But I think it's the best sport in the world, man. It's a test of your will. It's a test of overall body strength, endurance, speed. I mean, everything pretty much, and overall a test of your character, I believe. I got a lot of goals, man. I set new goals all the time. I mean, this past year I was invited to nationals and I wasn't able to compete due to injury. But this is just the beginning for me. Short term, I'm looking at taking good placing at nationals, going to the Arnold, stuff like that. The obvious goal is to earn my pro card and to win a few Platinum Plus events, stuff like that. And long term, man, I mean, I'm coming for the Arnold, World's Strongest Man, Giants Live, all that big stuff. I fully believe that I'm capable, and I believe that I'm 24 right now, so I believe that another 4 years, when I'm 28, I'd like to make my debut with that kind of stuff. I'd like to be an America's Strongest Man in the next 2 years, so I'm looking at Worlds in the next 4, something like that. I don't really look at anybody as rivals. I've always looked at myself as my biggest competitor, my biggest competition rather. My biggest rival, like I said beforehand, starting out, was Derek Poundstone. Him and I, not close in size back then, obviously, but our stature and our build, and I'm just a hair under 6'1", he's 6'1", and stuff like that. My other idols for sure would be guys such as Brian Shaw. I also love guys like Mike Jenkins, Terry Hollins. I mean, I have a list long of 100 guys, man. I mean, I love a lot. Nutrition definitely directly affects your performance. I mean, it's plain and simple. So for Strongman, that's the name of the game, performance. Currently, I've been doing a lot of trial and error with my own body. and my own nutrition and stuff like that. It's been getting a little bit difficult for me to eat, believe it or not. But I do try to get in somewhere along the lines of, I think I'm averaging, I'd say 6,000 calories right now a day, and roughly, I'd say 380 grams of protein a day. So, you know, as I progress and as I get stronger and as I gain experience, you know, that will probably go up. Such as, you know, my protein intake and my calorie intake and stuff like that. So that's the name of the game, man. You gotta eat to get bigger. You gotta eat to get stronger. The biggest thing about strongman is sacrifice, brother. I mean, this isn't a sport for the weak. It isn't a sport for, you know, people that don't have a strong will. So I mean, when it comes down to it, it may seem like it's easy to, you know, eat a bunch of food and just lift weights, but I mean, there's so much more that goes behind the scenes. I mean, the amount of money that I spend on recovery work and, you know, my nutrition and, you know, my gear that I have to pay for, and just there's so many factors. We tear our bodies apart for, you know, for this sport, and there's a lot of sacrifices that go into it. Yes, as I mentioned before, this sport has definitely saved me in that regard. As you well know, I'm one of the more intense guys out there, but I believe that this sport gives me an outlet to sort of fight my demons and you know, stuff like that. But it gives me an avenue to kind of you know, put all of my, you know, energy, all of my, it gives me an avenue to sort of pour myself into the sport, and I'm very appreciative and very thankful, and I love this sport, man. I think that's a difficult question. I don't think that one word embodies, you know, who I am as a man and who I am as a competitor, but I would say that when it comes down to it, I am very resilient. I would say that I am very tough. Mentally more than physically. When it comes down to it, you know, I've gone through a lot of my life, both, you know, in this sport and outside of it. So, you know, whenever something happens, man, I always get back up and I always continue to fight. And there's a long road ahead in life and in strongman, so I'm looking forward to it. I think a misconception is about strongman is that, you know, it's only for the really big guys and it's only for, you know, the meatheads and stuff like that. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I mean, we have 3 women right now in our group that are badasses. I mean, they're killing it right now. They more than anything, they love to be here. You know, the atmosphere that we bring every Saturday for Strongman Saturday is through the roof always. And, you know, guys bring their kids along. You know, it's a family sport, and it's amazing to be around, and it is for everybody. You know, I've seen CrossFitters, powerlifters, Olympic lifters, you name it, you know, use different strongman implements as carryover to their own sports. Same thing with, you know, football and other things like that. But also, you know, just for like the average Joe, you know what I mean, it can be just a fun thing to do, a fun thing to be a part of, and it's an amazing sport overall.